Hello.
Hi.
How you doing? Getting it poppin'. Hell of a week.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
I know you.
Shut up. I know you too,
No,
bitch.
I know you.
Oh, I should have made myself a drink. I can't. Actually, I can.
See, the fact that you didn't make yourself a drink is an indication that something is wrong.
I'm horny.
Are you just going to tell me?
I just told you.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of CO and Rome.
This is y'all.
And this is Roman. This is episode number 65.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, I don't even know where we are in the fucking counting episodes within season 6.
Almost halfway.
Okay.
Next episode will be halfway mark.
Dude, we got to start planning for season 7. So, yeah, this is really exciting. Still going strong. Let's get some affairs out the way. Best podcast of 2018.
Undisputed.
And if you want to dispute it, go ahead and shoot us an email at coandrome@gmail.com. Also, if you want to get yourself some merchandise, specifically t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, go ahead to afgoclothing.com.
And it's the weather for it. We also have a discount code for you. It's ZioandRome15. Gets you 15% off. Get you something. Take a picture. Tag us in it. Let us shout you out.
Are you laughing at my radio voice?
A little bit.
Okay. Look, everybody loves my radio voice.
That's true. That's true. Everybody's like, she sounds so good. Her radio voice is so on point. I'm like, oh. I was told I had a calming voice by a producer.
Okay. That's true, right?
That is true.
And
What am I going to lie?
No, I'm like, I was there for that.
You
yeah,
were,
Yeah.
yeah.
Forgot about. You're right. You do have a calming voice.
Thanks.
And people comment on both of our voices all the time.
Yeah, I think
which is
you're more
interesting.
of a flowy type voice, though.
I think it depends because as I listen to episodes, it's like sometimes I'm obnoxious, sometimes I'm sexy, sometimes I'm radio voice. I'm a bag of tricks. What can I say?
I think when I laugh, I'm obnoxious. Like,
Yo, but
like
I
that
think it
hearty
adds
laugh?
to the entertainment value. I think we have laughs that make people laugh.
Yeah, I agree to that.
And
for sure.
our laughs are very similar, which is so crazy.
Yeah, they really are.
Speaking of, big shout out to Ro Knows with I'm Kind of Famous podcast and Fresh Room podcast for featuring us on their podcast this week. With Fresh Room podcast, you're going to find them on YouTube. So you can search CO and Rome, and it's like the third or fourth search result down. That was a very insightful interview. It kind of gives you a lot about our backstory. It talks about us a little more on a personal level. As for Ro Knows with I'm Kind of Famous pod, that was more of us co-hosting the show. It was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed both of those, and we want to thank both of you so much for having us on.
Yeah, you guys did an amazing job, and I actually want to have them on our show at some point. So
For sure.
we figure the situation out, I would love to reach out to them and make that happen.
Definitely. That said, I was going to talk about something, but I wanted to say that first. We were talking about our voices. Something exciting for me, I used to do community radio, and they actually, the producer reached out to me this week saying that he wants to feature me as a guest host about once a month. I think doing community radio is a really good way to contribute to the community, and I haven't really done anything for the community as of late, and I think that's going to make me feel a little bit better about myself.
Did you already reach out and agree to that?
Yes, I did, and they gave me a date for December, so I'll keep you guys
Nice.
posted once that happens.
I think that'll be good for the show, too.
Yeah. Very exciting. It's nice to give back because I've evolved so much since I first did community radio with them. So WMNF 88.5, Tampa, Florida. See you soon. Anyway, so
Is this AM or FM?
it's FM.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's FM.
Cool.
So, few things that have happened this week. One, got sick of weave, took that shit out, rocking in natural hair.
Looking fabulous.
Thank you.
Mhm.
The only caveat is that I'm not wearing my natural hair texture because, like, with this length with the curls, it's just not a flattering look right now. But straightened, like, it's looking really cute, feathery, a little
Yes.
sexy, a little soccer mom.
But that's so cute. You look like a MILF.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I like that.
You like looking like a MILF?
Kinda.
Okay.
Friday, CO invited me to go out with her and some of her colleagues.
Right. It was a whole bunch of people, actually.
Yeah, and some plus ones at Green Lemon in Soho. I just have a little bit of a review of
For
the
Green
restaurant.
Lemon? Okay. Let's do that.
Okay, first of all, it's Wexican, and that's spelled Whexican, and I think I made that up.
Oh, I was about to ask if this was a real thing.
It's Wexican. That's what I'm calling it.
And please explain what this is.
So Wexican is like super Americanized Mexican food, the vibes. It's Mexican inspired, but it's not Mexican. And I don't have a problem with it. What I have a problem with was the mural that they had on the wall.
La muerte, la mujer de
Dia
muerte.
Yeah, it was the woman wearing the Dia de los Muertos like face paint.
Mm-hmm.
But the girl was clearly white.
Yeah, she
She had
very
white girl
features.
nose.
Yes.
She had blue eyes.
Maybe that was their way of saying, hey, we're kind of sort of Mexican, but not really.
Yeah, so I'm like, this mural of the white girl in this face paint is that them blatantly telling us, like, look, this is Lexican. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
We know what the fuck we're doing.
Okay.
You know, and I was like, okay, I look at her and she's looking you in the eyes no matter where you are in the restaurant. She's letting you know. But I must say, their queso, hands down,
really good.
Best white queso that I've had in a long time.
Wow. And have you had Mole's white queso?
Yes.
Better than that?
Yes.
Wow.
And to my ex-husband, Jonathan, I know how much you love white queso. You got to try this. I wanted to text you, but I guess I was like, this ain't the time. But if you're listening, definitely go to Green Lemon in Soho. Check that out. And the dope thing is that if you don't want chips with the queso or salsa, they can bring you veggies. I don't feel all of the veggies are appropriate with the dips. Like the cucumbers were trash.
Okay.
Carrots are okay, but I have discovered that red bell peppers are so good for dipping.
Really?
Yes, because they're firm enough. They don't have too strong of a flavor. I'm like, yo, next time I make guacamole, I'm getting red bell peppers and I'm using that as my dipping vegetable.
Even though the guacamole that you made last time with the cucumbers, wait, was it
zucchini?
Zucchini. I keep saying cucumbers. What the fuck?
They look a lot alike.
Anyways, with the zucchini was bomb.com.
Thank you.
They were really, really, really good.
Yeah, I've been watching how the people make guac at Besitos, and I was like, man, this doesn't really look that hard. Made guac for the first time this week. Shit was delicious.
Yeah, it was really, really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good. And the fact that you found out to leave the seeds on inside of it.
Yeah.
And the next day it was still green. It hadn't turned. I thought was super dope.
Yeah, so if you want to avoid your guac from turning brown or whatever, save the seeds to the avocado and just stick them in the container in which you're storing the guac, and you'll be straight.
Yep. Are you okay over there?
Yeah.
Okay. I had a very serious topic, but I'm gonna lead into that. I'm gonna say a funny one at this point because I don't know what the fuck it means, and I want to know, if I should be insulted by this comment that I was told.
Ooh.
I was told that I am a walking thirst trap.
I think that's a compliment.
I think it's insulting because when people comment on your pictures or something that they're like thirst trap, that makes it seem as if you are trying to do something that gets attention and kind of has people feeling some type of way. How am I a walking thirst trap?
I don't think you should take that personally because unlike myself, like when we go out places, and I know this firsthand because a lot of times we go out together, you do not dress provocatively.
Right? I feel like I cover up
you
enough.
Do not. You are always like hipster, cute hipster.
Yeah.
That's your style.
And even if it's like a little bit of skin, it's not to the point where I'm just like that people should be looking at me and be like, oh my God, look what she's wearing. Like, I just feel like it's cute.
Yeah.
Just enough sexy where you want to know more, but not really.
I dress very provocatively
but I mean, you have really big boobs. So I feel like even if you wear something that's semi low cut, your boobs are always going to spill over.
But it's more than low cut. I'm wearing like shoestring shit across the boobs.
Yeah.
I'm wearing hooker boots. I'm wearing shorts. I'm wearing dresses that have slits that go all the way up my thigh.
Exactly. So if I don't dress so provocatively and it's just like cute, sexy, how am I a walking thirst trap?
I think that whoever said that to you, it's just a reflection of their innermost thoughts. And you shouldn't take it personally.
Huh.
And I would just take it as a compliment for the meantime.
Okay. Noted. So don't be insulted.
Do I need to have a conversation with somebody?
Nah, I know the person didn't mean it in any
Yeah,
bad
don't be
way.
offended. I think it's good.
All right. We were having a conversation yesterday in the car when you were slammed.
Okay.
Do you remember that? Where we were talking about thickness.
Oh, yes.
And for some reason, I would like you once again to define thick, and I would like our listeners to also reach into reach out to us and define what thick is, because I think I am, and my friend Rome thinks I'm not.
Okay.
There has to be a chart that we can relate to, as far as like how we had the Nana charts, the penis charts.
Thick is in the eye of the beholder.
Okay.
And here's the thing I don't like about the word thick. I am very overweight. I'm not naive to that. On the weight
I think
chart,
you should remove you're talking about white people charts though.
See, I'm 5 feet tall.
Okay.
And I'm in the 180s right now.
Okay, but you have like massive boobs and massive ass. So
facts.
Exactly. So it's like, I want to be 100.
And
so
fupa.
You're saying that you're in the 180s, right?
Yeah.
I feel like 60 of those pounds are in your boobs and ass alone.
That may be true. But here's the thing. I feel like people use the word thick as a buffer instead of just calling it what it is. Like, I'm fat. It's okay, but people feel like fat is just such a mean word, so then they say thick instead. So for some people, they use thick instead of fat when they're like, you fat, but you still sexy. Like, that equates thick instantly.
Really? You
then,
think that?
For other people, it's for everybody, it's different. For other people, it's like, you thick, meaning that if I call you skinny, that means you're super lean with no ass or butt.
Right.
Thick to them is like you're a healthy weight and you got curves. You thick. And I feel you're that version of thick.
That's how I see it.
But I feel like one person can call me thick and one person can call you thick, and both of us have totally different body types. And that's my frustration with the definition thick, is that it's
broad.
Different. It's broad. I'm not mad at it. I just feel like if someone's going to call me thick, we're talking about my thick is on a different spectrum than yours. No diss.
Okay.
It's just that I have way more weight than you do in terms of proportion.
Yeah. Yeah.
It has nothing to do with my boobs and my butt. It's like I got a tummy. I got body.
Rome, yesterday
you know what I'm saying? You got body too, but I'm like 3 people in one, and you're like 1.5.
You're bullshitting. Listen, yesterday when we were trying to define the situation in the car, you were like, Zio, I seen you in your sports bra. You have no rolls on your back. Like,
I do.
What?
That's
like,
what I'm
I don't
saying.
even understand what that means.
My
as far
point
as thickness.
is that if someone calls me thick, they can't call you thick. If someone calls you thick, they have to call me fat. We're not in the same category in terms of weight, height, proportion. You are more in a healthy range than I am. And that's why thick is different person to person. So if I view myself as thick, which might be the problem, to you, I'm like, I view you as someone that's lean. That's of a healthy, lean weight.
Now, when we reference to these white people doctor charts, we're both fucked.
Now, if you call yourself thick, maybe that's why I'm angry, because I'm like, then that makes me obese.
Oh,
that's probably what it is.
What you're saying, but I mean,
if we're on a sliding scale from 1 to 5, I would say I'm a high 3, and you're a low 2. Or good 2. And I think that's why I'm like, no, if you're thick, that means that I'm
so this is all
fat.
Personal to you. I'm over here like, why is my friend insulting me? I've got hips. I've got ass. Why is she saying this to me? And now you're like,
it's all coming out now because you decided to take a private conversation and bring it to the podcast. And I wasn't ready.
Well, that's what we said we was going to do from the very beginning.
So. Which is fine.
Yeah.
Which
Go
is
ahead,
fine.
Friend. Go
but
ahead.
I'm sexy, so.
You are.
And you're sexy too.
Thanks.
We're both sexy in our own way.
We're some sexy thick bitches.
Just know that neither one of us are skinny.
Listen, that's the title of this show. Sexy thick bitches.
Okay.
Next
topic. So, Rono's inboxed either me or us. I don't have my phone on me right now. Did you see a message from him today about an ad for looking for a female in which he's willing to offer free rent.
Yes.
Can I look at it so I can read the ad
sure,
on
absolutely.
the show?
Let me
Sorry.
get that for you.
My phone's like all the way in the room, and
No
I don't.
problem.
My fat ass don't feel like walking to the room to go get it.
Here we go.
I've been fucking folding clothes and shit. Whew.
All right, Ro knows. Let's see. All right, here you go.
All right. So, you know what's so interesting is that he sent this to me while I was at lunch with a friend who was actually talking about how she met a guy who offered to take care of her financial needs, provided that she takes care of his needs. So I saw this and I'm like, the timing could not be any better. So this is a Wichita, Kansas Craigslist ad. And it says 2,100 square foot home. Nice quiet home for a female who's 25 years old and up in Northwest Wichita. Rent free! Exclamation point. Beautiful 3-bedroom brick home in a great neighborhood for a mature female. Free rent for the right situation. I am late 40s, 6'3", 185 pounds, blonde hair, blue eyes, and open-minded. Send info and pics, and I will return the favor. Let's set up house, and perhaps you can work for me too. Please, no major substance abuse or recent felony arrests or convictions. So, first of all, I'm laughing where he says, maybe you could work for me too, and then please no major substance abuse.
I was just going to say that. So, you know, a little cocaine here and there is fine. But once you start shooting up heroin, listen, that's a wrap, okay? You can't be part of this.
Crack. Oh, I know what I was going to say now about the podcasting.
What?
How we were just saying how we have similar laughs. We've always done this, but it's being noticed more and more how we both say the same thing
at the same
time.
Yeah.
Kind of scary. Anyway, so CO.
Yeah.
Is this even come off as an enticing?
First of all, no. Okay. Second of all, this is kind of like Tinder, the Craigslist version. This is Craigslist, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like Tinder, the Craigslist version. Basically what he's doing is soliciting someone to be in relations with him. That's basically what I'm understanding, just to be able to live in his house for free. And the sad thing about this is that there's probably chicks out there that need a place to stay and are willing to do that. And as long as they don't have any major addictions or felonies recently, they can do that.
So a little bit of insight, because I actually am guilty of going to Craigslist personals recently, because I'm like, yo, back in the day, Craigslist personals was where it was at.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh, yeah. It used to be a thing, but a lot of people used to use it for escorting services and human trafficking and things like that. Turns out that they completely removed their romantic personal ad section because of
the Craigslist killer.
Well, it said that it was for sex trafficking. Some sex trafficking law got passed, and part of it was that they had to take that shit off or whatever. So, I think I heard about Craigslist killer, but I think a lot of shit just over the years, too much has happened, and that Craigslist was the gateway for that shit.
Yeah.
Backpage has been shut down, this, that, and the third. So I feel like this is a creative way for putting a romantic personal ad.
It's like a filter.
Yeah.
It's like a filter. And like, I don't understand how girls don't see this as a red flag. I mean, to me, I would, live rent free here. You may even be able to work for me. What? No. I'm going to die. That's what I look at. I'm going to go to your house and you're going to kill me. That's how I see it.
What if he just wants to fuck you all the time?
No.
What if he just wants to lick whipped cream off your toes?
Listen, if that's what you're into, I guess.
What if he wants to do like that episode from not Two Dope Queens, the white Two Dope Queens, the Jewish Two Dope Queens. The Jewish girls on Comedy Central on that show that I told you to watch.
Oh, yes. What
the fuck is that shit called, man?
I feel like I knew someone that was on that show. I don't remember what it was called.
But it's two girls. It's Alyssa, whatever her name is.
Milano?
No, it's two girls. They fuck with Two Dope Queens. Like they tour with them sometimes in this and that. They cross paths. But anyway, fuck, man, it's gonna fuck with me. But there's two Jewish girls that got their own show on Comedy Central, and in one of the episodes, homeboy that's on, I think he's done SNL, he's done It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, I think, or whatever. In this episode, he like put an ad in Craigslist that if you come clean my house, I'll pay you. And they were trying to go see the Lil Wayne concert.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, yo, this is a way for us to get some money to buy some tickets. They get there and homeboy is dressed like a baby and wants them to clean in their underwear.
Yeah, see, that's the type of shit that I will not do.
Yeah, that was tied into the whole Craigslist thing. So.
Yeah, I feel like there's really crazy people out here. Let's be 100. And when I say that, listen, I'm not trying to be a bitch, but when I say that, I'm saying like some people are into some really, really off the wall shit. And that's perfectly fine. Whatever you're into, as long as the other person's into it too, and you guys want to do that together, by all means, do what you do. But can you imagine you're going to somebody's house to clean and make money with what you're seeing straight up on an ad? And when you get there, this nigga's dressed as a baby and he's like, oh yeah, and for you to clean my house and get this money, I need you to be cleaning in your underwear.
I'd be like, is it okay for me to wear my holster while I clean just in case you try to run up on me? Because I will shoot you.
So you would still clean in your underwear, but...
I'm just saying, if I carry a gun, right? And I'll let homie know, like, hey, just know I'm here to clean. I am armed. You run up on me, I'm killing you.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Okay.
All right. I'm doing the job.
Okay.
I'm just saying that's a way to go about it. I ain't doing the shit regardless, but that's the only way I'll probably do it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's so important to let everyone know. Like whenever you enter situations in which you're kind of concerned that someone's going to do something to violate you, I think it's very important to let these niggas know that you crazy up front. And this is kind of funny, but it's not funny. And I want to apologize in advance to anyone who's been a victim of domestic violence that this may cause a trigger. But something that Seal and I both have in common is that neither one of us have been in romantic relationships where our partner has beat us, put their hands on us, whatever the case is. And we both think that part of the reason for that is that we make it very clear.
Yeah, you don't want this.
Son, I'm a killer.
Yeah.
I'm not out here trying to kill for fun, but just know that if you were to put your hands on me, like it's very probable that you gonna die.
Yeah. And I always make it known too, like, even if my level of crazy doesn't live up to being able to hurt you, not only am I going to be able to get a couple shots in, but I got phone calls to make.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, and it goes beyond what I do that night.
Exactly, it like badly. Like I literally am gonna try and fuck you up the best that I can, and even if I succeed or not, I'm going to make a phone call. And not only am I going to make a phone call, but I'm gonna let you know that you're gonna be hurt even worse with time to come, and it's not gonna stop. It's not going to stop. It's gonna continue until I say it's enough.
And since you decided to hit me first, on top of that, it's very likely you gonna do some time.
Yeah.
Nigga, putting hands on me is like one of the worst things you could ever consider doing in your life.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, when I was 15 years old, this is the type of goons that I have around. When I was 15, from beginnings, not just friends, but family.
I got you.
When I was 15, my dad, I don't really have much of a relationship with my father. I was celebrating my quinceañera, and my dad was supposed to come. My dad decided literally hours before my quinceañera to not show up. And I have 27 cousins just on my grandma's side. A lot of them are men. And during my quinceañera, I was supposed to dance with my dad. Obviously, him not being present didn't allow me to do so. So all of my guy cousins lined up and danced with me one-on-one on his behalf. And every time one of them came up, they were like, pray that your dad doesn't show up. I don't care if he has a change of heart and decides to show up. Pray that he does not show up because he will not enter here, and it's going to be a bad situation. And I'm like crying because I'm like, I'm so touched that you see me that way, but I'm so scared that my dad's going to die. That's the type of shit that I'm talking about. And he didn't even touch me. All he did was not show up at a location. Imagine if somebody was to put their hands on me.
Word. All I got to say is to anyone who's afraid of me, just from listening to this podcast.
Yeah.
Which I've heard, and I'm sorry. You just don't even want to imagine the things my brother's capable of.
Yeah, that nigga's a little... But the thing about your brother that's scary is that he's got like that calm scary.
It's nothing but a word.
It's nothing. Like his face is very composed. His demeanor is very natural. But you can tell that all it takes is like that one moment.
And he's like, not talking and doing a rah-rah.
No.
He's just straight to the action. It's very scary.
Yeah. Yo, I seen him pick up that blue couch when he moved it out of the house. And he like, I was like,
I wasn't there. What
I
happened?
literally, so I was like, oh, Xavier's going to help you. Don't worry. Like, I'm going to go to the dumpster with you and he's going to help you. So he's like giving Xavier like the little stuff. And when he went to go like grab the couch out of mind you, he didn't even open the door to the pickup. Like he lifted it over the fucking side. And I'm like, Xavier, help him. This nigga literally was just like, boof, and threw
Wait a
it.
minute. My brother picked up that sofa by himself.
Yes.
No.
Yes, he did. I kid you not. And like flung it. He's like, this is where you want it? I was like, yeah. I was like, wow, he's strong.
So I think that this is enough insurance to last us for the next 25 years. I don't know how we got here, but point is, I think I could confidently clean someone's house in underwear and let them know, like, no touching.
Okay.
All right. What you got?
I got something a little bit more on the serious end.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if you heard about this. However, in the media, there was something that was speaking about a shooting in an Alabama mall.
Oh.
The police shot and killed a young black man who they believed was a part of a previous shooting and killing.
Oh, no.
This was the wrong man.
Oh,
the actual suspect was later arrested that day. And I want to know, what are we doing? How do we change this? Because just because they suspected, oh, this is another black man that quote unquote fits the profile, and Alabama is a carrying state. Like you can carry a weapon without
a license, right?
Without a license. So the cops showed up, they draw their weapons automatically. The kid, he was young, he was 21, Rome.
Wow.
His reaction was to kind of like become fearful, and he went to grab for his weapon, and the police shot him in his face, not in his arm.
What?
Not in his leg, nowhere, in his face. Killed the man. And then the thing about it is that there's a video that the police will not release. I'm not sure as to why. They're saying that they're going to further investigate and they'll release the video when they feel the need to. But what I hear is that in the video, you see a whole bunch of other people at the mall go for their gun and take it out when they heard the gunshot as an automatic reaction. So my question is, how is it okay for all of these people around you to be doing the same thing that this young man was doing and you kill him? Like, what are we doing? How do we change this? Can we even change this? Or is this just such a systematic racism that's embedded so far back that we cannot reprogram it?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like police officers aren't trained to kill in these circumstances. Like, right guy, wrong guy. Like, they should only take out their gun and shoot if it's like a life or death situation.
Yeah, and I don't feel like that's the case anymore. I feel like what's happening is, let's be 100. Systematically, there is embedded racism. There always has been. So you see a young black man and automatically feel threatened to the point where you have to shoot and kill. You're not even shooting to hurt and disarm. You're shooting to kill. I have a little brown boy at the end of the day, regardless. Like, what am I going to do?
I always sound like a coon when I talk about these things sometimes. And it's not intentional. But I feel like I don't know enough about the situation to piece this together. Because all it takes is for the piece of the story that says that homie was shoplifting. Is this the shoplifting one?
Yes.
Homie was shoplifting. Cops were called. They chase after him. They do mistake him for the other guy. But in the pursuit of chasing homeboy, he pulls out a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And then police pull out a weapon and they're like, put down your gun. He doesn't put down his gun. Then they shoot him in the face. In that circumstance, it's like whether you had the right guy or the wrong guy, he was suspected of a crime at the moment and he did have a weapon. So they were in their right to shoot him.
No, I don't believe that.
I'm not saying that's what happened, but
No, I'm not. Even if that was to be what happened, regardless of that, I feel that he took out his weapon. There was no shooting involved. Alabama is a state where you can have a gun. And although I understand, it's a scary job, you're supposed to shoot him in the face?
I think if someone has a gun pulled out on you,
you're going to shoot him in the face.
Yes.
You're going to shoot him in the face.
Yes.
As a cop, you think that is okay to train?
If I was a cop, I would shoot you in the heart if you have a gun pointed at me.
So whatever happened to the training of shooting you in your arm, shooting you somewhere where I can disarm you? That training doesn't exist anymore?
I feel like to disarm is maybe if you have the weapon pointed at someone else. But if you have a weapon pointed at me, I think they have the right to shoot to kill.
I don't think that's a thing. We're going to look at it
We'll look at it.
Yeah.
But I feel like they do have the right to do it. If they feel like it's possible to disarm, that's fine. But it's like if you have a gun pointed directly at you, I do think they have the right to shoot to kill.
But let's be 100. That's not what's happening anymore. There's no such thing as disarming anyone anymore. People have turned their backs to run away in the opposite direction and they shoot, aim to kill. And that is what I'm speaking of. Although, okay, let's say the crime was involved, whatever, and the guy was in the wrong. I'm not taking that from him. Right. What I'm saying is this is a trend that we are seeing.
And to be very clear on anything that I've said, what I'm saying is that it's difficult for me to comment on the specific situation, not knowing all the facts. Mm-hmm. I do feel that there is an issue with unarmed people of color, black men specifically, who are getting shot at, who are getting killed. Backs are turned. There's no real threat. Mm-hmm. And I feel like those stories are starting to die down because I feel like cops are like, oh shit, like there's real consequences. Yeah. And I do feel like we're seeing an increase of cops being held accountable, cops getting arrested, cops losing their jobs as a result of doing this. So I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping that this stuff continues to kind of disintegrate, but it's kind of like just because I'm not seeing it on social media and it's not a popping topic anymore, it doesn't mean that it's not happening.
Correct.
So as a mother, and I'm not a mom, I just feel like as a parent of children, the best thing you can do is teach your children the best way to stay out of trouble, to follow police orders. And it's like there's nothing else you could do, because even if your kid does every right thing, if they just so happen to be in the presence of a demented, fucked up cop, anything could still happen. And that's one of the scariest things to deal with as a parent.
So scary.
What can you do when you're in the presence of someone who's just demented?
Yeah.
How else do you describe someone that just kills someone for no fucking reason?
But not even just that, like some cops, although they may not think that they are racist or prejudiced, I feel like there is already a perspective that they have on certain people just from statistically what they normally see. Oh, we know that, a lot of black people get arrested by doing this in this area, or so on and so forth. So let's say that my child is in that area. Let's say that he gets stopped. Automatically, if this cop sees him and has this preconceived notion about people in this area, what's going to happen to my kid? Yeah. Is he going to be allowed to speak on what's taking place? Is he going to be allowed to say his piece? Or is this just going to be something that happens? Like, that's what's scary to me.
Right.
That's what's really, really scary to me.
And I think that it's, you have every right to have that fear. It's a fucked up world we live in, bro.
Yeah. I just feel like I want to know if there's anything that we can do, not only just to speak to our kids, but like as a whole. Like, do we get different training for these police officers? Do we go through sensitivity classes? What do we do as a nation to try and help this situation?
I feel like police officers should all be psychologically evaluated annually. I feel like if someone within a unit does anything that's remotely inappropriate, even if it's not a killing, even if it's not a shooting, even if it's just being too forceful, being too aggressive, those people need to be reprimanded so that their peers can start to get it in their head that if I do something that's out of line, like there are going to be consequences. So I feel like that's a journey that would take a very long time, and that the authorities within these organizations need to start applying these consequences to their own officers. But the thing with law enforcement, and this is coming from someone who has a lot of family in law enforcement, it's very cult-like. They look,
Yeah, they
it's
look
a
after their
brotherhood.
own. Yeah.
It's a brotherhood that looks after their own, and it comes from the top. They got politicians, they got gangsters in their pockets, they got one percenters. Like it's corrupt. It's so corrupt. So it's like it'll take a lot to really get this clean. It would take probably over 100 years, dog.
Well, you got to think it's been over 100 years that this has been happening. Like, as far as us just really seeing it as a trend now, you know how long this has actually been going on?
But that doesn't mean sit back and do nothing. So I feel like there's a lot more that could be done.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
That's my serious topic.
Okay, I have a PSA.
Okay.
This is dating related. And I guess after this topic, we can kind of talk about the shenanigans.
Yeah.
Okay, so PSA. If all you want is sex, don't go over the top with the courting. Just don't do it. I had someone else give me this scenario, and I've been here before.
Okay.
You got a motherfucker that slides in your inbox or that you meet. They sweet baby talking you.
Mm-hmm.
They FaceTiming you. Baby.
Baby.
They waiting for you to break up with your man so they can have a shot. If all you want is sex, like, don't sit here and act like you care about my relationship. You giving all the indicators that you looking like you want to look at me like I'm girlfriend potential.
Mm-hmm.
Then finally give you the buns, right? And then as soon as you get the buns, all that courting and shit just goes out the window. Now, when this usually happens, a lot of times it could be that either he was not fond of the sex or he got what he wanted and he's like, moving on to the next one. I just think that shit is so lame. I didn't go through this recently, to be clear. Someone else has, but I have been through this before. Someone that was acting like they wanted to be my man as soon as we started fucking, and I'm like, okay, you're not taking me on dates anymore. Okay, what the fuck's going on here? All of a sudden, you don't want anything with me. You wanted everything to do with me before you got these cheeks. So it's like, yo, if all you want is sex from the jump, just be like, you know what? I really like you. I'm attracted to you. I personally am not looking to get serious right now, but I'm down for anything in between. No disrespect, but if you're down for it, I'm down for it. I just don't want to lead you on. Then give me the choice. If all I want is the pepper, I'll be like, okay, do we still go out, grab drinks from time to time and get the pepper? Like, I'm going to figure out my boundaries from the jump. You know what I'm saying? And you guys would be surprised by how many women would actually, we talked about this before, right?
A little bit, yeah.
You guys would be surprised by how many women would be okay with that. When you lead these women on into thinking that you actually are looking at them as relationship potential, you're getting emotions involved, and that's not right.
And that's something that we spoke on Ro Knows podcast a little bit, is that women are emotional creatures. So if you're leading me into a situation where you're making it seem like there's more of a connection than just sexual, and I start to feel that way too, and then you pull back, that's hurtful. And a lot of women take that and internalize that and make it seem to themselves like it's something wrong within them. When in reality, you just wanted something from jump, and you could have kept it funky, and I wouldn't have been invested emotionally at all.
Disappointment lies in between reality and expectations.
Amen.
So my thing is, like, if you set the expectations like super high, and then all this in between shit starts happening all of a sudden and abruptly after I give you a piece of my forbidden fruit, like, that causes such a fucking emotional shock. Stop it, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot of bitches out here that just want the pepper, like me. I just want the pepper right now. I'll take some good conversation and some friendship along with the pepper.
Yeah.
and I'm open to relationships budding if it's right and it's organically moving in the right direction. But I'm down with just some healthy, fun pepper action. You know what I mean? It's hard to find that, but if homie,
it's not hard to find that. It's not hard to find that. What you're finding hard is consistent pepper. That is the issue.
Okay.
It's not hard to find pepper. Pepper's throwing themselves at you 100 miles per pepper. I'm just saying that you have an issue with consistent. Like, you want it to be consistent on your terms when you want. And that is what's difficult. Because some people don't, like, they're like, no, I'm going to give you the pepper Thursday. And then when I get back to you, I'll get back to you. When you're
no.
like, exactly. And you're like, no. You're like, I want it Tuesday if I want it Tuesday. I want it Thursday if I want it Thursday. And maybe on Sunday. That's not the way it works. Pepper has shit to do.
Okay. Well, I need pepper at least twice a week.
Every week?
Twice a week, except for the week I have my period.
That sounds good. I don't know. Lately, I'm just like, whenever, wherever. I don't care. Depends on the person, but that's how I feel. I ain't got no more topics. I don't know what you waiting on.
I'm typing to a pepper right now.
Okay.
Sorry.
Is this pepper going to have some white queso?
I don't know. I don't know. Are you? I'll find out tonight.
Jesus.
That's all I have for topics, bro.
Yo, this was nice and easy. Okay.
Oh, no. We gonna wrap up.
Okay.
We're gonna wrap up with last night's shenanigans.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. So, guys, if you guys have followed us on Instagram, you can kind of see what we were talking about what happened last night. Rome was drunk. Yeah, Rome was drunk. And Rome doesn't get drunk too often, but when it does, it's always extremely comical. And I don't know. I think you started with eggnog that had whiskey in it.
Yes.
Okay.
18%? 15%?
Listen, it was a lot. It was too much percent for her.
Okay.
Because second drink in, this bitch was already acting brand new.
Nah, third.
Okay. Third drink in, she was acting brand new. She, guys, don't let her fool you. She brought up her rabbit being broken for the second time. And that is what she said, that she needed a new toy. That is where the conversation came from.
I do not recall.
Yeah, of course you don't, because you were 3 drinks in. And all of us, as good friends that we are.
Oh, yeah, because I was talking about how horny I was and that my toy was broken.
Exactly. Okay. You're like, what am I going to do? And as the good friends that we are, shout out to Amanda and Melly, we were like, let's go to the Todd. For those of you guys who don't know what the Todd is, it is a sex store here in Florida, and it has all types of gems, all types of goodies. So we were like, let's just go to the Todd. We can make a night of it. It'll be fun. It'll be great to just have us girls do that.
Okay.
At one point, she kind of like turned the idea down, and she was like, no, it's too far. I'm not driving out there. And then we were like, oh, there's a sex shop that's really close. It's on Hillsborough and Lois. It's like 6-7 minutes from here. Let's go to that.
I think I turned that down too.
You turned that down. And then when we were sitting in the car that you were charging your phone, you were like, you know what? Let's just go.
But before I made that decision, I definitely humped the car and the house.
Yeah. So she needed to go, guys. It was kind of like life and death. So we went.
And I downloaded Tinder.
And she downloaded Tinder to the point when we looked over, this bitch is like, my birthday is blah, 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 blah. I'm like, what the fuck? She's like loading pictures and shit. It was hilarious. So then we get in the car and we decide to drive. Mind you, she's 3 drinks in. And I'm like, do you want me to drive, friend? And she's like, no, I got this. And we were like, okay. Mind you, she was teeter-tottering between the both lanes so that, you know, like in the middle lane, it was like, da, 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 da. That's all I kept hearing. I'm like, bitch, move over. And she was like, da, 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 da. I'm okay. I'm like,
I would never drive
oh,
trucks.
Jesus. Oh, so you weren't on the line?
It was only at one point.
Okay. Amanda and Melly, when you guys listen to this, please comment and let us know what you thought about. Anyways.
Okay.
So we get to the place. She almost hit a cat, first of all.
No.
Yes. She's like, is that a raccoon? I'm like, a raccoon? That's a cat, bitch. What the fuck? And she's like, move, cat. He's not moving. Whatever. Listen, we get inside the place, right? We look around for literally 2 minutes. 2 minutes. And the lady in the front, she's like, what are you looking for? Rome tells her, I'm looking for a rabbit. And the girl's like, she makes this disgusting face. And she's like, we don't carry those.
She was like, you don't want that.
You don't want that.
I was like, what?
Rome's like, how the fuck do you know what I want? So the lady's like, come here. Let me show you this. She takes out this purple silicone dildo that has a little attachment on the front end of it. She's like, this has 12 different functions. And it has clitoral stimulation. Here, put your finger on this. So we all go one by one, putting our fingers in the little clitoral suction cup. My nigga, our reaction was the same thing every time that we did. We were like, oh, what the fuck? Rome literally felt the function, and she goes, where do I get this?
How much is this?
How much is this? I was like, Rome, I walked to the back. I'm like, Rome, it's only $70. She's like, I'm taking this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. She was extremely excited about all of this. For some reason, the feature that she liked most, she wanted me to feel while I'm walking away from the counter. This bitch decides to extend her arm. She claims that she wanted me to feel it on my neck, but all I know is that when I turned my face to look at her, what? Dildo to the face.
Okay, so first of all, this thing has a clitoral stimulation thing that does suction.
Yes.
And then it's made out of silicone, and then it has a separate function for the vibration on the dildo part, right? Both have separate controls, and they have 12 settings.
Both
so
sides.
Yes, so we were cycling through the settings, and there was one setting I wanted CO to feel, and my intentions were to press the dildo up to her neck.
Mm-hmm.
But because I was drunk, I slapped you in the face, and I am so sorry.
It's okay.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Not a problem. I'm just showing you the caption of that picture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, listen, I had a really good time at the sex store. The lady that was running shit was really, really cool, very knowledgeable. If you're testing out sex toys, I do feel your nose is a really good spot to test the sensitivity.
She did say that.
Man, that was amazing. Had a really good time. You know, I feel like I have a lot of fun when it's just house kickbacks versus going out to the club. Like, I feel like every once in a while that's needed.
Honestly, remember when I used to live in that house off of George? I feel like that was our thing for a really long time.
Yeah, pretty consistent.
I feel like we didn't really go out like that. Like, there was every once in a while where we would do something in like a public setting, but most of the time we were just chilling at the house, and we would always have great nights.
Yeah,
I feel like that needs to come back. Maybe not as often because we're getting older, but I think every once in a while, I think that's just the right medicine.
it's more cost effective too.
It's just
Making
the right
your own
medicine.
drinks.
Yeah, you're chilling, put some music on, and then like you get to laugh with your friends and actually have conversation. I think that's always such a dope thing.
For sure, for sure. Thank you, Melly, for the first coquito of the holiday season 2018. We're going to be making some coquitos soon, and when we do, we're going to post some video of that process.
Yeah.
On Instagram, so stay tuned.
And also, guys, we have a few projects in mind that we're going to hopefully be working on here soon. Very educational, comedic approach that we're trying to have. So once we get that in order, we will definitely let you guys know to stay tuned and watch out for it. But we hope to make this a thing. You know, CO and Rome is an LLC for production, and I think that we need to tap more into that.
Yeah, a lot of planning goes into it, especially when it involves video and stuff like that. So I anticipate that a lot of these projects are going to probably drop
mid next year.
Mid 2019.
Yeah, mid next year.
We going to be around.
Yeah, we're going to be around for a little. Expect some more. And we are 75% complete with our area of where we're going to be hosting the rest of our podcast, audio and video, hopefully. So expect that soon. And that's all I have, really.
All right. Well, I hope y'all have a good night. Listen, check out those episodes with Ro Knows with I'm Kind of Famous podcast on any podcast platform. I know at least Spotify and iTunes. For sure. And then in terms of Fresh Room, again, that's on YouTube.
They also have audio and on podcast platforms, but they thrive mainly off of their YouTube. Yeah, from what I can see. So check it out, guys, and listen to them. They drop weekly as well. Each one of them. They're definitely entertaining, so I would peep that.
And if you want to connect with us on Instagram, it's just CO and Rome Podcast. Definitely connect with us there.
Okay.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.